What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is time for the weekly fragrance rotation number 16. Let's get into it. On Sunday, I went with Polo Black by Ralph Lauren. One of my favorite fragrances in my collection. I wear this stuff a ton. Off the top, you get this mango note, which gives it this very fresh, fruity, tropical feel. As it dries down, you get some greens, you get some woodiness in the base. This stuff is amazing for the spring and the summertime. One of Ralph Lauren's best fresh fragrances, in my opinion. It has this nice masculine edge to it, so if you just want something that's going to make you smell fresh, masculine, clean, this is a fantastic option to go with. The only downside is it does not perform that well. I get about 5 to 6 hours of performance, but if you could look past performance, the fragrance is absolutely amazing. What I wore on Sunday, Polo Black by Ralph Lauren. What I wore on Monday is Guess Seductive Homme. I haven't reached for this one in a while. I got a 50 milliliter tester bottle from FragranceNet for like $6. I saw the price. I was like, screw it. I needed like $5 or $6 more for free shipping. Threw it in the cart, and this one is actually pretty nice. This is a very warm, spicy, ambery scent right here. It's got some woodiness in the base. It's a little powdery, a little sweet. I mean, if you could pick this one up for like that $10 to $15 range, I think it's really solid. This one works perfectly for the fall and the winter time. The only downside is performance is pretty bad. I get about 3 to 4 hours of performance. Like I said, I picked this thing up for $6. And for $6, I'm not gonna complain about 3 to 4 hours of performance. This fragrance would work perfectly for date night situations, in my opinion. The performance kind of leans towards those kind of occasions. If you don't want something that's super loud, but you're still gonna catch whiffs here and there, this is a good one to go with. And you can get it for a really good price as well. Guess did a really good job with this stuff right here. What I wore on Monday, Guess Seductive Homme. What I wore on Tuesday is Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Eau Intense. Another one I haven't reached for in a while. It has been the winter time. This is more of a summery scent in my opinion. But this week has been sort of warm. There's been some warm days. There's been some cold, rainy days. So I decided to pull this one out. I am very torn between which one of these is the best in the line. Some days I go for the original, some days I go for the Eau Intense. This one takes that original DNA and adds this huge dose of like this sea salt smell. So it is very salty, aquatic. This one also has a good amount of sweetness from a marigold note. So it has like almost this gummy bear sweetness to it. It's pretty interesting and it smells very nice. This is a fantastic one for the spring and the summertime. Big compliment getter. Performance is actually pretty solid. I get 8 hours of performance out of this stuff right here, which is really good for a summer scent. What I wore on Tuesday, Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Eau Intense. What I wore on Wednesday is Polo Cologne Intense. Absolutely love this stuff right here. This is my dad's signature scent. He has been wearing this stuff for like 2 years straight now. So every time I spray this one on, it just makes me think of him and it puts me in a good mood. This is a modern green fragrance. You get some grapefruit on the top, which gives it this nice citrus freshness. But then some basil kicks in, some other green herbs kick in. There's some ambroxan in the base. It's almost like a green Dior Sauvage in some ways, if you could think of that. Performance on here is solid. I get 7 to 8 hours of performance. If you want something that's a little different, because not everyone is going towards these green fragrances, but this is still very mass appealing. Another big compliment getter. Another one that Polo did a fantastic job on. What I wore on Wednesday, Polo Cologne Intense. What I wore on Thursday is Acqua di Gio by Giorgio Armani. A classic right here. I always pull this one out from time to time and it just puts me in a good mood. This is one of my very first fragrances in my collection. This is actually the second fragrance in my entire collection. The Acqua di Gio line is what got me started collecting fragrances and getting me into this hobby. This one's very fresh, citrusy, aquatic. There's some white florals, some woodiness, a cologne note, which really made this stuff so popular. I get solid performance out of this. I got this bottle maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and I get 6 to 7 hours of performance. So that's pretty solid in my opinion. Gosh, I mean, this is just like the quintessential men's fragrance. If you're gonna choose one fragrance to start off with, this is one of the best options to go with. It's the most sold men's fragrance for a reason. Absolutely amazing stuff right here. What I wore on Thursday, Acqua di Gio by Giorgio Armani. What I wore on Friday is Kenneth Cole Blue. Solid cheapie right here. This one smells very similar to like Versace Man Eau Fresh. This one has a little bit more sweetness to it though, I feel. So this is very fresh, clean, citrusy, has a sweetness to it, almost like this tropical fresh fruitiness as well. Performance on here is all right. I get about 3 to 4 hours of performance. It's another one though, you could get it for an amazing price. You could pick this one up for that $15 to $20 range. If you want Versace Mano Fresh but you don't want to spend more money, this is a great alternative. Perfect for the spring and the summertime. A very solid scent in my opinion. What I wore on Friday, Kenneth Cole Blue. And what I wore on Saturday, which is the day I'm recording this, I decided to bust out Versace Eros. This is the original. I haven't reached for this one in a while as well. This week I was kind of reaching back into my collection, seeing what I haven't worn. This one has this minty apple fresh sweetness on the top, and then as it dries down, you get a huge dose of vanilla. And then there's also Ambroxan in here as well. Very seductive stuff, a super sexy fragrance. I believe this is Versace's best-selling men's fragrance that they've ever made, and that's for a reason. The stuff smells very good. Performance is solid too. I get 7 to 8 hours of performance. This one's perfect for the fall and the winter time. You can pull it off in the spring on those cooler days. If you're looking for a sweeter fragrance, this is a good option right here. What I wore on Saturday, which is today, Versace Eros. All right, that wraps up the weekly fragrance rotation number 16. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.